Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
What's up, everybody? Let's Talk Jets Radio. Hope everyone is enjoying their evening. I'm one of your hosts, Kevin Sirkin. Tyson's running a little bit late. He'll be here soon. Huge thank you to everyone that joined us during our draft streams. It's greatly appreciated, as well as those who purchased one of our T-shirts. All of the support is greatly appreciated. A reminder also that you could follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and iTunes, and Spreaker as well. Just search Let's Talk Jets Radio. Now, there was another member of our team who said he was going to do everything possible to make it for at least one of our draft shows. He said he was going to leave no stone unturned. I thought he was, finally going to be there. We'd see Mr. Hollywood make an appearance, but we were left a little bit disappointed, so let's introduce him now. Tyrone, what's going on, man?
Wow, Prime Time. What an introduction, Brian. What an introduction. I really appreciate that, brother. That just shows so much love.
You got my hopes up, man.
Thank you. Hey, bro, I had my own hopes up. Yeah, I really did want to make the live draft show. I really did. But like I said, man, I was on top of a mountain with no signal, so couldn't make that happen. But you guys
too busy counting your money for your bets, right?
Well, John from Lakehurst, my man's. I'm waiting on my cash app. Haven't received that yet. Still looking the same, but hopefully, he'll go ahead and send that over my way. But I'm excited. How you feel about the draft, Prime Time? How do you feel, man? Like, are you excited, bro? Really?
No, I'm actually feeling pretty good. There's a new energy. I loved hearing all the the phone calls between Saleh and Joe Douglas, to the players and everything. It just seems like these guys are on the same page, and the players that we're bringing in now, they're going to be coached up the right way, and they're going to be put in a position to succeed. So it's nice to finally have a little bit of faith in the process for once.
Did you have anybody shock you that we went after? Any picks that really kind of just was wow? I can't believe.
Let's start with the news of the day, and then we'll go pick by pick through the draft. I'm sure you heard about Quinn Williams. Just when we thought everything was going right, yeah, man. Quinn Williams, a fractured bone in his foot. Looks like he's going to be out 8 to 10 weeks. It sucks because it feels like he was headed for a monster year. Coming off some momentum in year two. Now he might have a little bit of catching up to do, depending on how quickly he's able to get back. Overall, I don't think it's a big deal, though. He could be back by training camp, very likely to be there for week one. So you just hope that, everything is clean, there's no setbacks, and he's able to get himself back to, 100% pretty quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was hearing today. They're looking at he should be back before training camp. So I'm hoping that's the case, man. I hate that for him because I know he's been out there working his butt off, man, really trying to, really make that really big push this year. And our defensive line, to me, is one of our strongest points of this team right here. I think these guys are really going to be able to come out and just, dominate and kick ass. You know what I'm saying? But, the great thing about it is we are deep in the defensive line, aspect, but also I really wanted him to really step up. Like I said, he came on last year, and I just wanted him to finish that. A new system, we're going to use them different. You won't be able to be double-teamed. It's going to look good.
All right, with that, I guess we can go pick by pick through the draft, and we'll start really quickly at pick 2. I know this was a given for a while. Wilson, he eventually became your guy. I think, a few different times he became your guy. I'm also ready to embrace him, though. Saw him slapping hands with Jet fans after the pick. Reaching out to teammates already on social media. I think he's surrounded already by a much better supporting cast than what Sam has ever had. So I'm excited to see what he can develop into. But it's amazing, dude. And Tyson already did a video on this, how the media is just already out to try and get this kid. You mentioned the comments the comments from Craig Carton, the day after he was drafted. The Costello, I think he had an article today about Wilson's lack of pocket presence could become a major concern. I think Samini had something the other day. And, Tyson and I talked about this last night. It's let's just let this kid develop. Like Saleh said, this is not about him coming in to be our savior like we hoped every other fucking quarterback was going to be and ultimately failed. Let's give this kid the world and hope that he can eventually become something special. To be attacking him now, whether you wanted him or not, it's just nuts to me.
I'm going to be really honest with you, man, and I'm going to say this, man. We got the worst beat writers in the fucking business, man. These guys are fucking dumpster juice for any article, you know what I'm saying, you know, anything negative about this kid. This kid hasn't even put on pads yet. Kid hasn't been in the door yet. And you're just looking for things, you're looking for bait ticks, man, and I'm sick of it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, how can we build this kid up if you're already trying to tear him down? He hasn't had one snap. One snap. This kid is coming to a great opportunity. And like you said, what Coach said to him, bro, he's like, look, you're not coming here to fix us, you know what I'm saying? We're coming, you know what I'm saying, that's our job. That's our job. It's the organization's job to do what this kid needs to be successful. You know, having a kid in a building that has, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more talent, a little bit more, you know, a strong arm, you know what I'm saying, where the system is really going to be quarterback friendly is something amazing, man. And I can't believe that, you know, we got articles and we have this and this kid is not this and listening to Mel Kiper, all these guys, this kid's a bust. You know what? And the great thing about it is all these guys don't like it. That's why I love it. That's why I know he's going to be a success. But I trust Chris Sims. Chris Sims has been the only one. And you know what else, two prime time is killing me? They're talking about his weight, right? Talking about his weight. You know what Lamar Jackson's weight was when he came in the league? 214. You know what I'm saying? You know what it was when you know what your boy Trevor is? He's like 216 right now. Right? Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, listen, it definitely looks like he tried to at least bulk up a little bit, you know, heading into his pro day. I think he was listed at about 200 throughout most of the season, and he doesn't look like he's big, but, you know, I think at least at 6'2", he's got the frame to kind of support it. I was a little concerned he was more like 6'1", 6 foot, you know, because he doesn't really look all that big on tape, but
it's just amazing to me how these same quarterbacks are, you know what I'm saying, you know, your man Trevor's doing what, he's like 6'4", 6'5", you know what I'm saying, 216. But yeah, exactly. That doesn't, his weight doesn't bother you, but this kid weight bothers you. It's crazy.
It's just based on the eyesight. I mean, the eye test, I guess. I mean, Trevor looked a little bit more built. Lamar Jackson, I think he was more of a mobile quarterback built, you know, to withstand some hits. Also, I think so. Even Josh Allen too. I mean, he's a fucking tank, and he can take a fucking pounding. I mean, what does he weigh? 230 maybe.
Lamar Jackson. What is Lamar Jackson's weight when he came in the league? I think I looked it up. I think it was like, you know what I'm saying, similar to Wilson's. It's not much of a difference, bro. But yet and still, this kid can take all this punishment, but our quarterback can't do it. I mean, it's all smoke and mirrors, man. I stopped listening to these guys a while ago. They don't know shit. All they want to do is get somebody to read their whack-ass articles, man, and the fuck with them. I'm serious, man. Like,
but all that stuff, dude, like all that stuff, like that's for before the draft. Like, you know, those are all critiques that I had. Like, I brought it up a couple times. Like, now that he's here, like, let's just embrace it. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the fact that, you know, we finally have a general manager that's prioritized the quarterback. 3 straight picks, all offense. Even last year, the first 2 picks were offense. So, like, let's just get behind this kid. We finally have a coach that should be able to coach him up and put him in the right position. So, like, all these things, like, we can go back and forth on, like, whether or not they traded back, who they could have got. Like, it's all woulda, coulda, and I'm just excited for what we have here now.
Prime time, 4 straight picks. 4 straight picks. 4 straight picks on offense. You know 3 after Wilson. 3 after Wilson. You know, but it's so amazing to me.
So, let's go to 14. Let's go to 14. So we'll start with the actual trade up. So the Jets moved from 23 to 14 at the expense of 2/3. So give me your thoughts first on the trade itself, and, you know, whether or not you like the value of moving up.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't like giving up 2/3 at first, but the guy that we went up and go get is the best guard in the draft. You know, hands down. This kid checks every box. This kid is a straight monster. Put him on the same side with Becton and just let the highway open. I mean, how can you be mad with this situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, for 2/3, who cares? You got a guy that's a day one plug-and-play starter who has the possibility of being a Pro Bowl. That's what every analyst said, bro. Every last one of them. So what's the problem? What are we complaining about?
Yeah, I mean, even when you look at the draft value chart, I mean, it was pretty fair value to move up, and ultimately they got, you know, who many felt was the best guard that was available, and that was priority number 1 after your quarterback was, you know, build an offensive line in front of him, build that wall so that you could have a, you know, ground and pound and work your play actions off of that and really just set him up to succeed. So the fact that Douglas had some conviction and he moved up, I would have liked to have seen him move back into round 3 trading some picks maybe from next year, because I think there was a lot of talent still on the board. So, as round 3 kind of progressed, it sucked to watch some players go off the board there, but I'm not going to complain about the deal at all.
I mean, you can't. I mean, you got to plug and play start from day one. And listen, all we've been talking about is getting offensive line help. You get the best available player in the draft to come be a part of your team. What's there to complain about? You want to take the second best or the third best? No. We got the best. So I can't complain with that.
Now he has to be the best. All right, now you traded up. It's all great before the draft, what all the experts say. Now he has to actually be the best. If, let's just say, Quinn Miners and Creed Humphrey become the 2 best interior guards, both picked in round 3, then, ultimately, was this a good move? Probably not. But for right now, I'm trusting Joe Douglas's judgment. He's supposed to be the draft, supposed to know the offensive line. He thinks this kid's going to be a stud, and he's going to be next to Becton for the next decade. So I'm trusting that. I'm all in with that.
Yeah, me too. I enjoy it, bro. Like I said, I'm excited about what we have. I'm excited about what we're doing, and I'm just looking forward to it. You know what I'm saying? Really am.
All right, so at 34, Jets go Elijah Moore, wide receiver, 4'3", 240, crazy speed, great after the catch, slot guy. So Crowder's pretty much all but gone after this year. I think question is whether or not they keep him for the current year at $10 million or try to put that money elsewhere. But overall, again, another playmaker after Mims in round 2 last year. You add in Davis, signing in free agency, and the Jets receiver group has pretty much been completely revamped in a short period of time.
I mean, this kid is a straight monster, bro. Straight monster. So anyone that has a problem with that is crazy to me. This kid is absolutely, he's lightning in a bottle. He's yak. This kid has great hands. This kid is tough as nails. This kid is a natural leader. And this kid is fearless, man. Plus, he's an upgrade of what we have right now. So putting him in that position to say that, you're getting probably a top 20 pick at 34. You know what I'm saying? That's a great move to me. You know what I'm saying?
So if you think he's an upgrade over what we have now, I assume that you're getting rid of Crowder then, right?
See, that's the problem I have right there, and I think that's the problem that we have as Jet fans. We just want to cut the guy that's been there. Why get rid of Crowder? Why not keep Crowder as well? You know what I'm saying? You have a young receiving group. You have a veteran that has done it in this league. You know what I'm saying? And I say I don't think get rid of Crowder. I don't. I mean, I'm not with that. I just think that you keep him around for this year. He doesn't. We're not strapped for cash. Pretty much he's gone next year, and let's see what the kid does. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, this is the one kid I actually think is going to come in and make an immediate impact. Him and ATV, I think they're going to make an immediate impact from day one. But I really like this kid. I like what he has. I like his tenacity. And I think he's going to push Crowder. I think that they're going to come up with packages for this kid. I think this kid's going to see the field a lot. I think he's going to see the field early. But I still don't say get rid of Crowder. You know what I'm saying? This kid can play outside. You know what I'm saying? So, we don't know what we have in Mims. So you cut Crowder and then Mims as a performer gets hurt or go through what he went through last year. You know what I'm saying? Why, you know what I'm saying? Why spice your face? You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So for me, I really like that.
That was one of the things me and Tyson were talking about last night. Like, get through training camp. Get through training camp with everybody healthy. Have Mims prove that he could stay on the field. Let's see that Elijah Moore is actually the real deal and ready to start from day one. And then if there's a market for Crowder, or if you have a major need somewhere else and you need that $10 million, then you can make a move. But to do so now, I think would be foolish.
Yeah, I think you're looking at what happened to Quinn Williams today. You know what I'm saying? Nobody expected him to you know what I'm saying, to flash on my phone to see a broken foot. You know what I'm saying? So these guys get injured. These guys, you know what I'm saying, it's a whole different platform. It's a whole different, way of things happening. So let's just see what happens. But I still, at the end of the day, I don't think Crowder should go. You know what I'm saying? I just think that having a veteran, a new system, I think that we have an innovative offensive coordinator who can find a way to scheme guys open and to use guys. I think, actually Crowder and Moore are probably, so these kids could kill on the inside. I mean, could you imagine both of these guys lined up in the 4 receiver set, man? It's crazy as hell, bro. It's nuts.
Florida would have a lot of fun with that. So at 107 now, the Jets go with running back. I've been saying all along running back had to be a priority, and I'm glad it was. For me, it was either Carter or Gainwell there. I think Hubbard maybe if they would have went round 5. But either way, I think great value. A guy who could actually, I think, be your starting running back, to be honest. Some whispers that P. Ryan might not fit the new scheme. Tevin Coleman, I think he's just okay. I don't think he's here for the long term. But overall, really nice pick, a guy who can catch the ball out of the backfield, good speed, can run in between the tackles as well. Even better, 3 straight picks on offense. So you prioritize the quarterback, which we've been screaming for months on here. So pretty happy with this one.
Oh, yeah, I love the pick, man. I think that the kid is he's explosive. You know what I'm saying? He came from a system that was thunder and lightning, and he was lightning. You know what I'm saying? This kid can, he's great for the system. He's great hands. The kid has great feet, great vision. The kid is explosive in the open field. The kid is elusive. So I think he's an upgrade to what we had on our roster in the 4th round. I picked 107. I think it's a steal. I think that you find a player like that really – that can really come in and contribute. The kid that fits everything that we're looking for. Plus what we already have. So I think that works out perfectly. He's not coming in with pressure. So I think P-Ryan is the odd man out, even though he was thinking last year. Or they might try to put him in as a fullback. You know what I'm saying? Or try to move him in another position. Because I don't think he really fits what we're trying to do. But I think if we could get him to put on 10 to 15 pounds and move him to fullback and use him as a fullback, I think he could be absolutely nasty. So I mean, it's just depending on what what they see and what they want to do. But I love the pick. I think it was a great pick. I think that him being there at 107 is probably a shock to everybody. So I'm excited.
All right, and I guess we can lump all the defensive picks together since we have a lot of calls to get to. You get a couple linebackers that are going to be converted safeties that are going to be playing linebacker, probably weak side linebacker here. Used it primarily, I would assume, in coverage roles. In Jamie and Sherwood in round 5. And then Hamza Nasruddin, I believe is how you say his last name, in round 6, who he himself said he's a first-round talent. Salah had some nice things to say about these kids as well. Long, lanky, rangy, good speed, athletes, coachable. And then you get 3 defensive backs in another Michael Carter, Jason Pinnock, and Brandon Eccles. All 3 pretty good speed, good measurables. I think Carter has the ability to play the slot and play safety as well. So pretty much with all these picks, you're talking versatility, players that are coachable, players that love football, like Joe Douglas and Salah have been talking about. And then the last pick, you had defensive tackle Jonathan Marshall. So thoughts on those?
The safeties that convert to linebacker, I didn't know much about that. I really didn't know much about any of the guys that we drafted. So just pretty much what I watched on YouTube, highlights, NFL profiles and stuff like that. The kid out of Florida State, I really like him. Sherwood, I like him a lot too. Just watching tape on them, watching what they plan on doing with these guys. I think they're going to use these guys as outside linebackers. I think they'll thrive because what we're doing, we're not only picking up somebody who can actually be in coverage, but also somebody who can go sideline to sideline, picking up speed. And both these guys got the same kind of intensity. They're just straight and nasty. You know what I'm saying? They see ball, go get ball, and they hit everything moving. I think that Cashman is definitely going to be somebody that they were looking to upgrade over. So I think that having these 2 guys in, these guys have a chance to really, really come in day one and really compete. And if they could actually sit down and really show what they could do to compete. The other Michael Carter, who is actually Darrell Revis' cousin. So hopefully that means Darrell will be around the building more, helping these guys. The pink, how do you say his name? Pincock?
Yeah, Pinnock, I think.
Or was it Pinnock? Yeah.
Pinnock?
I really like this kid. Yeah, I really like this kid, man. I watched a lot of his tape, bro. This kid is straight. He's straight a beast, man. I like him. I like what he brings. The kid is long, lanky. He's nasty. He fires to the ball. He's a ball hawk. And the kid that we got out of Arkansas, I didn't know much about him. And his video was funny as hell. He was like, "Yo, you in New York?" "Nah, man. I'm just a country boy." It was hilarious. But I think bringing somebody in like that, I think he's a developmental player that they're looking to just, coach up. I think the kid has excellent quickness off the ball. He's lightning quick. His first moves are good. He kind of reminds me of a younger Shepard. When we brought Shepard in, how it took some time for him to really, really get acclimated. And then we started seeing that big jump and that big leap. And I think that's what we'll see with this kid as well. But everybody that we brought in overall, I'm excited about. These kids are young. They're hungry. It's up to our coaching staff to really guide and direct these guys the way they're supposed to be.
So any complaints for you, or is this a perfect draft for Joe Douglas?
I mean, no draft is perfect, but, I definitely wanted the kid out of Tennessee, the guard. I know he had some health issues. I really wanted Yeah, bro, I really want us to go out to him, bro. I
Yeah,
really,
felt
really
around
did.
6.
Yeah, man. The kid has some. Definitely the kid could be a day one starter. I know the kid had some health issues, and that was the biggest thing with COVID. And they weren't really able to really see what was going on. But it's not a complaint. It's something I wanted. I think also our undrafted free agents. I think that they killed it with that. The kid out of Oregon. I don't know the kid, but I just been watching tape on him as well. And the tight end that we got out of Ole Miss. Another straight monster. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, absolutely. So I like what Elkins did. I think I'm not gonna say he killed it. I think his first 4 picks. I think he killed it, and I think his the last 6 picks are gonna be determined. I mean, we'll see what these guys do. If these guys can come in and contribute, I think definitely a lot of these guys will be big on special teams. Though, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm excited about what we got, man. I think that he didn't force anything. He didn't do anything crazy. He brought quality in over quantity, and I like that. And I like the play. I really like our draft. So how about you, Parma? What do you think?
No, overall, I'm pretty happy. Like you said, you prioritized the offense with the first 4 picks in the draft, which we've been screaming for. You took some flyers on some defensive players that are all versatile, have good measurables, good speed. So you're trusting solid to be able to coach those guys up. If I did have any complaints, it would be that we didn't take multiple offensive linemen, but we did sign 4 undrafted free agent tackles, I believe, as undrafted free agents. So you hope maybe one of those guys could maybe pan out as a long-term option. And then you have the tight end position. I would have liked them to have drafted somebody there, but like you said, we signed Kenny Yeboah. So, they found some ways to add some guys, but ultimately I'm pretty happy. I'm not going to complain about anything, beyond round 4 or 5. I think that's silly, and ultimately the early picks were all about the offense, which we really wanted.
And I think that also, too, everyone's not have to look at as well. I think a lot of the guys that he drafted should have went higher. The kid out of Florida State, they were talking about this kid was the 2nd and 3rd round pick for real. Like everyone was really shocked that this kid dropped like that. I'm the Sherwood kid, another 3rd round pick they're talking about. How do you say this kid's name? Ebola? I mean, Ebola. What's his name?
Hopefully not Ebola. Kenny Yeboah.
Yeboah.
Yeah.
A 3rd, 4th round, 5th round pick. So he definitely found value in the later round picks, man. And that's something that this is what good teams do. So I mean, to me, I think he really showed he can manage the draft. You know what I'm saying? I think the one thing that everyone's really complaining about is the 3rd round picks, and pretty much because Davis went in the 3rd round. But who cares? I'm just being honest. I mean, at the end of the day, ATV is a great player. I think that was very. I mean, if we could have dreamed about our first 4 picks getting, and we said, we were gonna get that before the draft, everybody would have signed off on that. But now that we have that, it's all about complaining and what we don't have, what we didn't do. And I'm sorry, bro. I'm very excited about what we got, and I love the picks that we have.
All right. So with that, we'll turn it over to the phone lines, and I guess we'll kick it off with Dan in Howard Beach, who I'm sure is pretty fired up. Dan, what's going on, man?
Dude, I am so fired up, man. Hey, what's going on? Guys, we haven't had a draft like this since 2006. Let's be honest. We got 4 straight starters right there. Right then and there, we know it's a complete success. This draft class is a complete and utter positive sign that we are headed in the right direction.
Listen, I share your optimism. I mean, I'm thrilled with what we got in with the first 4 picks. So I'm not going to compare it to 2006 yet. Let's see them on the field first and actually do it.
Well, you can tell right then and there. You know for a fact that the first 4 they're gonna see the field. It's not one of those draft classes where you have with McCagnon or Idzik that even before the season starts, they're on the bench. The reason why I'm comparing it to 2006 is because you have players there that are playmakers, that you got them like a Brad Smith / Moore. Washington, you got him with Carter. You got your offensive lineman, and you traded up. And that's another thing that I don't get with certain Jets fans. All of a sudden, they become these crazy quagmire mathematicians and stating, we just spent way too many points to go get Vera Tucker. I mean, to those Jet fans, I got to remind them of what happened in 2007 when the Jets traded away a 2nd rounder and a 4th to move up to 14 and get Darrelle Revis. No one's bitching about that. Why? Because the guy's a Hall of Famer. And that's exactly what freaking Joe Douglas did right now. He moved up to get the best left guard, and here we are right now. There's a whole bunch of Jet fans that are upset still with giving away points. We were willing to break the bank for Thuney, willing to break the bank for other top-notch left guards. We got this guy on the cheap, and this guy was the best left guard in the draft, and we got him. Dude, and now let's go to the other picks. Any other contributor makes this an A+ draft class. I'm excited with the whole entire thing. My whole thing right now is we need a veteran quarterback. That's what we need right now, because that room right there is lost if we start the season right here and now. I would actually reach out.
Hold on, Dan. You know, let's just get back to this. Let's finish this. I know the point you're trying to go to. But let's finish this right here. I want to say this right here. I think that, you know, I said this before the draft, that we got 3 starters out of this draft and a couple contributors. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's a good draft. I think that we got at least 3 starters. I think that we got at least 6 contributors. At least 6 contributors. So, you know, maybe even 7 if you count the undrafted free agents, the tight end, or even if the kicker himself. Maybe even 8 for any team to be able to do that, man. In this quick span of draft, you know, I think it's definitely out of the park. Then what you're saying about quarterbacks, man, I think you're definitely correct. And the guy I want is Nick Foles. I just think that, you know, that'd be a great move for Joe D to pull off. I think he knows the guy. I think probably about $5 million we can get him. And I think that, you know, I just think that, you know, you have to have a real veteran in there that's not going to push for the job, but be able to help and mentor the young quarterback that we have.
He's not going to cost a lot. He's not going to cost a lot to trade for, Tyrone. He's not going to get look, they got Dalton. They just drafted Fields. And not for nothing, most likely the Jets might have to eat a good amount of that contract that Nick Foles has. But do it. Why not? That's why you have the cash. You know what I mean? You need a veteran presence there. Give me Nick Foles over Brian Hoyer any day, man. Because what's Hoyer going to teach the young kid? What's he going to teach him? He ain't going to teach him shit. He's going to teach him how to be a backup, not how to seize the moment as Foles did when he won his Super Bowl.
I just think Foles. I think Foles overall, you know, he's number one. He's championship pedigree. I think that he's more of a, you know, he's going to accept his role and not try to push the kid and try to, you know, really try to take over the kid's job. And I think also, you know, in the crunch, folks can come in and win some games. And I think Brian Hoyer can't do that. I think that anybody they're thinking about can't do that, you know, saying that, you know, the no-name quarterback, the other kid from San Francisco, I don't want him as well. I think that you bring a solid, you know, kind of like the Sam and Josh McCown. I want that kind of energy. I want somebody who's going to teach and help this kid grow.
Also,
That's what I want,
not only that, Tyrone, I want a guy in there that if Zach's not ready, you can be competitive week 1, week 2, week 3 with Nick Foles. The dude's going to have a freaking wall in front of him. He's going to have playmakers out there. It's kind of like the Philly situation where he was when he won the Super Bowl. Not saying that he's going to play all 16 games, but at least there will be a certain transition in the event that Zach Wilson isn't ready. Now, if he blows it out of the water preseason, that's your starter week 1, no questions asked. But if he's not, Absolutely. At least you got a legit quarterback, a legitimate quarterback that is not going to be coming off the bench here and there. He's like, all right, you know what? Go do your thing. And plus, we all know that Foles is fragile. So he'll teach him week 1, week 2, not wishing injury on anybody, but you know these things are bound to happen. And then enter freaking Zach Wilson. Not a lot of that, not that much pressure coming off the bench.
Well, Dan, I also think, I mean, you've done an excellent point, Dan. I think that, you know, you're definitely hitting it out of the park. You know, I think that bringing in a backup is the most important thing with a backup is, 1, be able to win some games, 2, be able to guide a young quarterback. And also, but I'm going to say this, Dan, I'm going to say that Zach Wilson will be ready to start by the beginning of the season. I think that they have a plan for this kid. I think when they realize they're going to take this kid, they're going to plan for this kid. You have to understand something. We actually have a coach that has a quarterback coach. He actually has a guy who his only job is to work with the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know it's something that we're not used to, but it's amazing to understand how beautiful that could be. But I want to ask you one more question, Dan, because we got a bunch of people on hold. How do you feel about not getting another offensive lineman guard, especially for me, guard? So who do you see taking the other guard spot on the other side?
Oh, that one is a no-brainer. That one is as easy as pie, man. That's Cam Clark. That's Cam Clark right there. That's your right guard. Joe Douglas isn't going to choose any offensive lineman and just cut him. Because if he really thought that highly of Tevin Jenkins, he would have taken him at the top of the second round. He didn't. He's a playmaker. Somebody like Cam Clark, that guy's he's going to go through the ringer this off season training camp, whatnot. That's our right guard right then and there. It's to me, it's not even worth talking about. He's our right guard right then and there. Done deal. And again, one more area of position for me is Nelson, man. Douglas has to do everything he can to go get Nelson. Don't give me Sherman. I'm done with like old guys that are just crippled and whatnot. Give me Nelson. Pay what you. And we have a plethora of money. This is what I don't understand. Maybe he's just waiting for the price to go down. Go get him. Go get yourself Foles, Nelson, and that's it. And then we're ready for the season, dude. I can't wait for this season, guys.
So, Dan, really quick though, are you just handing Cameron Clark the starting job, or are you actually going to make a legitimate effort to, sign a proven veteran if one becomes available and you still have your cap space? Don't have like a legitimate competition?
I mean, they have veterans there. They have Alex Lewis. They have Van Roten.
And
you know what I mean?
So I assume you're going to release Alex Lewis at some point. I assume Ryan Griffin's probably gone too, and possibly even Crowder. So you're going to have plenty of money. So I'm saying if like a proven established veteran becomes available, are you still signing that guy?
I agree. If there's someone that pops up and comes out, absolutely, you take him. But you have to have a legit, healthy competition with the right guard, and you drafted Cam Clark for a reason. And again, coming from an offensive lineman that drafted him, he thinks highly of Cam Clark, higher than I do. Or if he didn't, he would have definitely drafted another offensive lineman in this draft. But he feels comfortable. Seems like it.
I mean, I definitely want to see these guys go out in camp. I mean, I've been trying.
That dude's a beast, man. Have you seen that guy? That's freaking crazy, enormous.
Hey, Dan, thanks for calling in, bro. We appreciate you, man. You have a good night, bro.
Have a good one, fellas. Be safe.
Great call, man. Have a good night.
What's up, baby? Yes, sir.
All right, so next up we got JJ out in Brooklyn. JJ, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's going on, fellas? How's everything, fellas?
What's up, bro? How you, man? How you feeling, man? I mean, you just
feeling
this
good,
draft,
man.
bro. How you feeling?
Great, man. I'm so pumped about this draft. It's the best draft I've seen in a while, man. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember because you guys get so many callers, but I've been preaching to you guys for like a month from the first time I called how bad I wanted Vera Tucker. And when they jumped up, I knew that's who it was for, so I was just ecstatic. And I also told you guys last week that I wanted a playmaker at receiver. I wanted a speed guy, and it happened, so I'm just so pumped, man. They got exactly what I wanted. Like you guys were telling me, it wasn't like a pressing need, a huge need receiver, but I just thought we needed a speed guy just to be a little different from guys like Mims and and Davis, because they're not like burners like that, where they're gonna put that much fear. You know what I mean? They're more like
I didn't think receiver. I didn't think receiver was the biggest need either. But the talent that was available there at 34,
right.
and just the entire draft class in general, this year and last year, to not come away with somebody fairly early, on top of Mims also.
Right.
I thought that would have been a mistake.
Yeah.
The fact that you came away with Elijah Moore and bringing his speed in, and now you have some options with Crowder and what to do there. I thought JD hit it out of the park.
Exactly. Yeah. You think they could both play at the same time, Crowder and Moore, or no?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, definitely, bro. Well, she was set, absolutely. And also, you know what I'm saying, like the thing I like about Moore is the kid can play outside as well. The kid, if you watch his kid's football, watch his highlights, bro. His footwork is absolutely bananas, bro. Like he is crazy.
Yeah.
And he's not the kind of
guy.
Who
does he remind you guys of? If you had to say someone, who do you think he reminds you of? If you had to say.
Reggie Wayne was making the comparisons to Santana Moss.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I feel like he's built a little bit bigger though than Moss. I feel like he's better, yards after the catch potentially, take some contact.
Well, I heard someone say Steve Smith. I heard it's just his toughness, his tenacity, the way this guy goes up and gets this guy he's fearless, man. But his footwork, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, Prime Time. I mean, if you look at his footwork, he kind of reminds me of the man out of Kansas City, man. Seven Cheetah. Look at his footwork, bro. His footwork is fucking amazing, bro. Like, it's crazy. So, I'm really excited about that, man. And ATV, man, you know, and Michael Clark, man. Oh my God! I mean, like I said, man, I'm really excited about the future. So one last question for you, bro. I want to ask you about this. The defensive players that we brought in, especially the ones, the safeties, converting linebackers. I mean, I know you probably don't know much about them, but what do you think about Joe D trying to, you know what I'm saying, shore up the defense a little bit?
I don't mind it. I think he was just kind of just picking defensive players and just hoping one of them sticks, you know. So I didn't mind it. It didn't obviously blow my mind. I'm not going to say no any of these guys, but I think it was fine. You know, I don't have an issue. To me, after the 4th round, everything else was gravy, man. You know, so at that point, I was just like, I'm cool with it. You know, like there's nothing he could have done to make me mad about this draft. So,
you
know,
didn't care how draft over, huh, bro? At the first 4 picks, you didn't care what.
Just to get the guy I wanted, man, Vera Tucker, and then to get a speedster, that's exactly what I wanted, a speed receiver and Vera Tucker. So I'm just thrilled, man. They're finally doing it the right way. You're helping out your young quarterback for a change, and you know, and the next year we got a ton of draft capital to do even more. So it's beautiful, man. It's great, man.
What would you say is the most pressing need still remaining on the roster?
Oh, man. Definitely corner, proven corner. Yeah. I'm still not totally sold on the other side of the line. I like Fan. I think he was very, very underrated, but I'm still worried about center and right guard. So I was maybe hoping, or one thing that I would have hoped for is that we could have got drafted like another guard or center, but, you know, I can't complain too much. I want to ask you guys this, fans. If he has another year like last year where I was very underrated, would you try keeping him for the long term if you could get him on like, you know, not a crazy type contract? Because I think he was really good last year.
Well, he's signed for 2 more years. So, I mean, if he's bad after this year, I'm sure they would just get...
I think it's 1 more year, Prime Time. I think it's 1 more year.
Oh, he signed a 3-year deal.
I don't think it's a 2-year deal.
Oh,
I think it's a 3-year deal. Okay.
Oh, I thought it was 2 years also. Oh,
yeah, me too.
Now you got me questioning.
Yeah.
Now you got me questioning. I'm pretty sure
I think it's 2. I think it's 2 years. I think everyone was talking about it was bad. We did out in 1 year, but
3 years, $27.3 million. Boom.
Oh wow!
Oh, so that's fair. Yeah, I'm keeping it. Like I see so many people saying, "Oh, we need a right tackle for the future." I mean, if Fan plays like he did last year, that's my right tackle. I mean, I
think they took I think the undrafted free agents that we signed. I think they're looking to develop some of these guys and have these guys in the year 2 be able to step into that role. And plus, next year, bro, we have 2 first-round picks. So, you know,
I guess Seattle struggling this year too, man.
Hey, let me ask you one more question, man. Let me ask you one more question. Most people on hold. Let me ask you one more question. So, how do you feel about Well, I shouldn't even ask you this question. Going up to get ATV and giving them those 2 third-round picks.
You have no idea, man. I was going nuts. I was going crazy. Because I knew it. I knew that's, you know, when I saw the trade, I was like, no way. I was like, I didn't even have to list it. I was like, they're definitely taking him. That's the guy I've been preaching to you guys for us. I said I would definitely trade up to get him. And, oh, man, when I had that, I know we gave up a lot, but, you know, so be it, man. That was his guy, and I'm thrilled he did it, man. Just ecstatic. To get him and put him next to Becton, are you kidding me? That's going to be just incredible. Just ridiculous.
Hey, bro, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night.
Great call, man.
Good night, bro. You have a good night.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hey, Prime Time. He had no problem trading up. He didn't care less.
Oh, not at all, especially for AT.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, so next up, we got our good buddy Jomo.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Jomo, what's up, man?
What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling great. This draft really was a dream for me. Those first 4 picks knocked them out of the park. I mean, Elijah Moore, steal of the draft. I really have high hopes with him. I think he's going to be that key piece to this offense. You know, you need that deep threat in order to be an elite offense, and I feel like we got our guy. Michael Carter, he's shifty as shit, man. He's going to be explosive. But, you know, all in all, man, like, I just want to see this team be competitive, you know. I think we're trending in that direction. I feel like we got the right guys in the office. We got the right guys in the coaching staff. And, you know, this defense was a top 10 unit just 2 years ago, you know, and a lot of those guys that were on the D-line, they're still on this team, and we've added to it. I mean, they're really going to make other quarterbacks they're going to feel the pressure. And you know, I hope the O-line can get it together. I feel like the left side is set. You got the center, you got the right tackle. It's just going to be a carousel at right guard, really. And I was looking at the roster, and apparently Cameron Clark's listed as a tackle. I don't know how much we should read into that.
He was drafted as a tackle, but all the projections after he was drafted was that he was going to play guard, and I'm pretty sure last year in training camp he was competing at guard too.
Right, which is what I thought as well. But, I mean, I saw that they listed Sherwood and Naziruddin. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah,
the FSU guy. I saw they listed both of them as linebackers, but they had Clark listed at tackle. I mean, again, I don't know how much we should read into that, but I hope he starts at right guard. You know, he spent a 4th-round pick on him. If he's got it, he's got it. If he doesn't, you got a couple vets behind him. But, you know, I wanted to ask you guys, if you guys don't mind, would you guys be able to kind of list like what you think our strongest positions are? You know, whether it's D-line, receiver, like what do you guys rank our strongest positions as of right now?
I'll go I'll go first, prime time. I think for me, I think our D-line is probably our strongest. I would say after our D-line, I would definitely say now I would say our receiving core. And then I would say after that, I would probably say if Mosley comes back, I'm going to say our linebackers. I think those are the 3 things for me that I think that are probably, you know, hands down D-line, though. But definitely after that, I would say probably receivers. And you know what? I could probably say, you know what, I'm sorry. I could say O-line as well. So I could say probably I would go D-line, receivers, O-line, definitely right now. But depending on who fills that guard spot on the other side. What do you think, Prime Time?
Yeah. Receivers all day. And it's crazy to say that after what we've been watching the last couple of years, but that quickly, I mean, right now your number 4 receiver is either who? Jamison Crowder or Elijah Moore? That's a great fucking problem to have. You know, we were talking about this last night. Like the first half of last season with all the injuries, your top 3 wideouts a lot of the time consisted of guys like Berrios, Vincent Smith, Jeff Smith, and guys like that. So now they're on your back end. They're your 7th, 8th, and 9th guys right now. That's a wonderful problem to have. You got Keelan Cole in there too.
Just to cut you off real quick, man.
Shit.
Our starting 3 going into last year was Chris Hogan, Perriman, and I don't even think Crowder played week 1. I think it was Barry.
Cager was in there too.
Holy
He's still around.
Shit, man! Like they turned that position around like night and day. Yeah, Cager is still there. You know, I think he's probably going to get bumped down to practice squad. Unfortunately, I think you know, our new coaching staff. I think they really, really, really prioritize speed. And I've been saying it the past couple of days. You know, we got the 2 Smiths. They got a lot of speed in them. But man, I'm excited for this.
Let me ask you, what is our weakest position?
Our weakest position, for me, it's tied between linebackers and corners. I understand we have Mosley. I don't trust him. He hasn't been on the field for 2 years. I mean, I hope he's kind of reinvigorated, you know, new coaching staff, you know, new vibe in the building. I hope that kind of gives him some juice. But, I mean, other than Mosley, we got a couple guys that just you hope that they can give you, you know, some lightning in a bottle. The cornerback position, it's just a bunch of young guys, and I like that. I like going the young route, but we got to see them develop. We got to see how they play. I like Bryce Hall. And I know everybody hates on Bless Austin, but me personally, I like physicality, and Bless Austin is a physical fucking corner, man. Like he hits, and I love seeing that. But I saw something today that said, don't be surprised if Michael Carter II is our starting nickel. So I think it was the guy from The Athletic. What's his name? I can't remember right now. Yeah, Connor Hughes. He said that don't be surprised if Michael Carter II is our starting nickel heading into week 1. Apparently the Jets are really high on him, so that would be nice. I mean, really, all in all, with this draft, man, with that being said, if Michael Carter is, like, slated in to start at nickel, man, we could possibly have 6 starters from this draft. I mean, that is a freaking A+, man. If we go into this season with 6 starters from this draft, I'll just be ecstatic, man. I mean, I just feel like this coaching staff, this front office, they're just on the same page, man. You know, seeing them in that war room, they're all hyped. Like, I haven't seen shit like this in so long. Oh, it's a new era, guys. And us as Jet fans, we got to embrace it. We got to fucking – one last thing I'm going to say. I know you guys got a lot of callers. Sam Darnold, we did not build around him. We did no justice for that kid. You know, I love Sam. I've always defended Sam. I will still defend Sam, but we did nothing to help him. With Zach Wilson coming in week 1, coming into training camp, has far and away a better team than Sam could ever imagine having on this Jets team. I mean, it's night and day. Like, it really is. We are prioritizing the success of this young quarterback, and with the tools and the things that you can't teach, I really feel like we're heading in the right direction, guys. 7-8 wins, I'll be happy. If we compete with the teams in our division, that's all I want to see. I want to see points on the board. I don't want to see the 30th ranked offense again. And, I mean, guys, it's a new era. Let's embrace it. Let's fucking support this kid. Let's support this team, this coach. Let's go, guys. I can't wait for the season.
Well said.
You know?
Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, man, thanks for calling in, bro. Have a good night, man. Appreciate that, bro.
Hey, man. You too, guys. Have a good one.
That'd be good.
You too, bro.
Jomo fired up.
Yes, sir. Great call, man. You know what's so crazy?
Yeah, go ahead.
I said what's so crazy is that, and everyone knows what was done to Sam wasn't right. But at the same time, man, this is what happens when you have a competent GM come in the building. And I say this about Joe Douglas. I mean, he couldn't do it in his first year, but damn if he didn't really start turning this thing around quickly, bro. And I hate the fact that it took this long to get it turned around. But, I know we're not out of the fire yet, but it really feels good to see a competent GM run his team the proper way and watch things go the way they're supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about that. So I really am.
Yeah, this draft in particular, those first 4 picks really felt like the first time that Joe Douglas put his real fingerprint on this team. And hopefully, in a few years, we'll look back and say, yep, that was where, the franchise kind of turned around. Zach Wilson and all the pieces around him. Hopefully those guys are all still starters and contributors. But, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't want to go too crazy right after the draft because I feel like we do this every year where it's like, all right, we all love the picks right afterwards. Then we get to training camp and, guys get hurt, guys are bust. You always have a few that don't turn out. But in general, just, hearing some of the reviews, especially, about Elijah Moore, a lot of people have him as the best pick in the second round, best value there. I've seen that a few times on Michael Carter, the running back too. So it seems like we really, hit on some really nice talent, especially on the offense. It was prioritized. And again, you got to trust in the process. It feels nice to be able to trust in the process for once.
Absolutely, prime time. Well said, bro. You know what I'm saying? It feels good to be able to trust in the process. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right, so next up, your buddy, John, out in Lakehurst. John, what's up, man?
What up, big dog? Hey, what's up, big fella?
What's up, big homie? Oh, man.
How you doing, man?
And I had a wild weekend. I'm doing pretty good, though.
Show me the money!
Okay.
Everybody, show me!
I
know. Where my money at, player?
Yeah,
where my
exactly.
snappers at, bro?
Tyrone, man.
He's going to be like Stewie coming after you. Where my money, man? Where my money?
Right,
where my money at, bro? Listen, why we talking out here, man? Where my cash flow, baby? My cash app naked, baby. My cash app naked. What's going on, bro? Where my money at, baby? I told you what was gonna happen, man. I told you what was coming, man.
Go ahead. I deserve it. I was wrong. But shit, man, I'm real happy, right? Like, all money aside, I think we did real good because we've been saying that all year about getting. Like, if we'd be lucky if we got, 3-4 starters out of the 10 picks. And I feel like between the picks and undrafted free agents, that we got probably, between 6 and 8 starters. If you want to include, the kicker and that tight end, Uboa. Kenny Yeboah. I think he's got a real shot at making it. But go ahead, Tyrone. What were you gonna say?
Give
me that
absolutely.
dirt, man. I deserve it. You were right. When did Farley go? Farley went early too, huh?
I mean, you know, listen, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is, man. I told you what was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You know, you out there want to double down and tell your boy, you know what I'm saying? I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't Hollywood, baby. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is.
Here we go.
But, you know, I'm just saying, man. I'm just listening, bro. When I tell you something, man, you need to listen sometimes, man. That's all I'm saying, man. Look, I was like,
you tell us you're going to show up on a live stream and you don't show up. Yeah, like that.
Yo, people hitting me up. They're like, John owe you your money. John owe you your money. I said, listen, man. You know what? John gonna pay me my dough. I ain't even worried about that. John was wrong. Well, listen, I'm gonna say this though, John. I'm gonna say this right here. You know, all jokes aside, man. I'm really happy with the draft, like everyone else is. Every Jet fan should be. Let me ask you a question, man. Moving up to get ATV, man. How do you feel about getting those 2 third picks, man? How does that make you feel? I mean, how do you feel about that? What's your answer?
Elijah Tucker-Vera? Or is it Elijah Vera Tucker?
Elijah Vera
Okay, because you keep calling him ATV.
AVT.
AVT.
Hey, listen, man. ATV is a whole lot easier. It sounds a whole lot cooler than AVT, baby. So ATV. Let's go.
I can't believe some people are upset with that. Like, because really all we lost was a 3rd round pick, and we got Elijah Vera Tucker and the 1st round pick next year. If you really think about it. But they're mad that we moved up to get them. But we got the best at the position, and a position of need. That's what I was kind of trying to say last week with the whole tight end thing. Not just the tight ends, but a position of need. You know what I mean? And the best of the position. I'm real happy that we went up to do that. I think it made a statement, and we fixed a big hole, hopefully for a long time. He looks like he's going to be solid. He's the best in the draft at his position. So, but I mean, shit, with him and Becton next to each other, it's just like run to the left all day.
You know, and it's the funny thing.
It's gonna be some gaps.
This is the funny part, and I want to get Primetime's opinion on this as well. You know, everyone thinks that just because we had 21 picks, that we will take 21 players, and that doesn't happen. If you take 21 players, I mean, that's 21 players on your roster is gone. That means more than half your roster, almost pretty much half your roster is gone. So you got to use
that wouldn't be a problem with the state of our roster.
As you see things start getting better and things start coming around, then you got undrafted free agents, and you know, you start seeing that. So, you know, I like the fact that Joe Douglas proved the fact that he's not scared to move up. I like the fact that he proved that he doesn't mind going up and down the board as necessary, the players that he has. And then, like John just said,
you got a top 10 player. Like, all right, we gave up the 3rd round, and that kind of sucks a little bit. But then look at how it played out anyway. We ended up getting Michael Carter, best running back out of the squad already, I think, like coming in. And then you got Elijah Moore, which if you look at our receivers, we needed a deep threat and the yards after contact guy. And I think he's both of that. Like the whole idea about getting rid of Crowder too. I think Crowder's a different player. Crowder's like a true slot guy. I think Elijah Moore is like more like you guys are saying, like a Steve Smith or a Hill or like a Tyler Lockett, like take the top off of defense. Plus he can do the runaround shit and the yards after contact, like open space, little like cut back and just get him the ball in his hands and let him work. So I think you kind of fix 2 problems in one with getting a receiver like him. What do you guys think?
No, absolutely. No, I mean, I completely agree with everything you said. I mean, the speed factor alone with what he could do, taking the top off the defense, but also being able to play the slot, go over the middle, get the yards after the catch. I mean, that could be a quarterback's best friend.
Yeah, and he's got, like, those hands. I was watching his – I didn't watch, like, any of his games in college, but I watched the highlight reel like everybody else. But it looks like he's got them hands where, like, it's just all hands catching the ball. Like he catches the ball and then, poof, he's just upfield. You know what I mean? Kind of like a like a, not just like the slot slant. You know what I'm saying? I think you can line him up and Crowder on the field at the same time. And then it's I don't know. I'm real happy with the wide receivers we got. I think Zach Wilson's going to be able to put in work on teams. And I think they're going to have to worry about who they're going to cover.
I think also, too, if you go with a 4-receiver set and you put those two guys in the middle, you know what I'm saying, good luck trying to stop them guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think
run those mesh concepts over the middle.
Exactly. And I think that's, I think that you're able to attack. The one good thing about it is, we have a new OC that tried, in the offensive pass coordinator that's tried to attack the team in their weakest points. So name a team that's 4 cornerbacks deep. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who do we know that 4 cornerbacks deep that you know what I'm saying? And so when you find a mismatch, you know what I'm saying, you exploit that. So you go into a 4-receiver set with those 4 guys that we have, somebody's going to get beat. I'm probably going to say about at least 2 guys are going to be open. You know what I'm saying? So I really like what we're trying to do, and I like Joe Douglas not taking a risk, but you're grabbing a guy who's extremely talented, who is really who plays way bigger than his size. The kid has 4.32 speed, and he shows it. You know what I'm saying? Some guys have 4.3, 4.4 speed, and they don't play that way. This kid plays to his speed. That's what I love about this kid. He plays at his speed, man. I think Joe Douglas hit it out the park with that pick, bro. I think that.
Yeah, happy Salah was getting him too. Like that was different. Like last year with Gates, it wasn't nothing like that. I feel like Joe Douglas and him are like on the same page. Like he was so fired up getting Elijah Moore, because he sees the potential. So I feel like that, like them picking the players that they picked, because I do feel like we got a lot of like those first 4 picks. I feel like they're all going to be starters. I mean, yeah, they get hopefully no injury bug or nothing like that, but if they hit the field, I think they're going to hit the ground running. And then just the energy in that room of, like with the picks that they made, like you could tell like it was a whole group effort. They were all on the same page.
So, John, I got another question for you. What do you think is the one thing that we need to do, the one thing we need to adjust right now, you know what I'm saying, to really, really fortify this team? What are the one spot do you really think that, other than cornerback? Because everybody know we need another cornerback. I really like to get a veteran in the building. But what other spot do you think that we need to solidify, going in and getting ready for OTAs, mini camps, and training camp?
I'd like to see. I know we got a lot of tight ends. I would like to see possibly another tight end, depending on who shakes loose. I really liked the idea of. I know he's a little older, but Zach Ertz coming in as just like a dependable. Because I don't know. I guess I'm kind of messed up on that because of the whole Chris Herndon thing. I really thought he was going to ball out last year, but I guess I would have to say a veteran corner, or like Primetime was saying earlier, maybe like if somebody shakes loose like a veteran right guard. Only because I think there'll be a lot of competition there, like off of what we got a lot of guys, but I think maybe like somebody who's proven come in, and then if you are going to move Clark over there, like maybe gradually let him get in there because it is a different side and everything. So.
Yeah, I definitely think adding another offensive lineman is a priority, in particular a right guard that can come in and compete at least, especially if one, an established guy somehow shakes free. You have the money there. Why not bring in some competition? Still a tight end for me. I'm not banking on an undrafted free agent coming in and being able to start right away. I hope he's part of our long-term plans. Maybe he's a practice squad guy year one. You never know what these guys could do, in their first year. You assume he went undrafted for a reason. But I still think he can come in and compete. I'm just not expecting him to be a starter. So to say that tight end wouldn't be a need, I'm not banking on Chris Herndon, and I'm not even sure Ryan Griffin's going to be on the roster opening day. So I definitely think tight end could be a need also.
Yeah. Yeah, I just would like to see us get, with the wide receivers we got, if we did get like a Zach Ertz or something, that would be like phenomenal. Or more of a pass catching tight end. Like if somebody shake loose, Because when does that start? The whole second free agency. That's in June, right? Like everybody's got to make their cuts by June.
No. Well, June 1st cuts, but I think a lot of teams will start to sign now because what happens now is I think today was the last day. So if you sign someone now, it doesn't hurt you, so you can get those compensatory picks now. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of teams will start signing now. Okay. That's why I really want. Yeah, I really like for us to go.
You know what fucking killed me too? Tommy Tremble went to the Panthers. Oh.
Sam Darnold gets a new friend.
Oh man, that was a trip. But yeah, I think we're good, man. Even with our weaknesses, I think it's going to look like a whole different team. I think the offense is going to be live. I think that defensive line is going to be fucking ferocious with the rotation. Like, I think that's going to be way better than we all think. Like, once we see it on the field with, like, Q and Rankins and, like, Curry and just, like, I just think it's going to be nasty. Like, I think people are going to have, it's not just going to be like same old Jets, like they're not worried about playing us or writing off the game. I think they're going to be worried about, like, us getting in there and, taking it to them with that defensive line.
John, great call, man. Great talking to you. Have a good night.
All
man.
right, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Send me my money. Thank you, sir.
Hey, how do if I want to listen to the rest of the show, what do I just call back in to hear it?
I'll just put you on mute right now. Yeah, I'll just put you on mute right now.
That works.
Hang on. All right,
Tyrone, I got you, man. Why don't you use that money and fly down so we can get fucked up out of game, man? I got you.
No, he's got to use it. No, he's got to use it for a better signal so we can join our live streams.
Oh shit.
Hey, prime time. Hey, John, you know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, we definitely going to do a game this year, bro. You know, I'm definitely going to try my best. I'm not going to try my best. I know I'm going to at least 3 or 4 games this year. I'm not even tripping on that. I know Carolina.
That means you're not going to see it.
Carolina game.
Try your best.
Definitely.
You're not going to see him.
Nah, bro. I'm definitely going to be at the game. Bro, fuck that, bro. Okay. I couldn't go to any
Is that close to you, Tyrone, the North Carolina game?
The Carolina.
Is that like
yeah, it's like 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, I'm definitely going to that. I'm definitely going home. I'm definitely going to Jersey. So I'm going, you know what I'm saying, to Jet Life Stadium.
Need to come up, man. We need to turn it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, thanks for calling, bro. You have a good night, man.
All right, be good, man.
Talk to you guys later.
All right.
All right, next up, we're going out to Dallas. Our good friend Mark. Mark, what's up, man?
What's going on, Mark? How you doing, bro?
What's up? So, yeah, I'm very happy about our draft. I thought that after the first round, the successful first round that we had, I thought maybe we would at least draft another corner, like another high-end corner in the second or third. Didn't go that way, though. I think that we definitely need to sign like a veteran guy in free agency, whether it's Nelson or go after Sherman or something, because that's probably our weakest spot on our roster. Definitely.
How many day one starters do you think we'll have from this draft?
I mean, that's tough. I mean, I want to say maybe like 4 or 5.
Okay. I'll make it easier. Do you think each of the 4 offensive picks will be day one starters?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I mean, you think so, Parker? I mean, well, we know.
I think the only question mark would be Michael Carter. I mean,
Michael
assuming
Carter,
that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I agree.
Or if you keep Carter, I mean, Elijah Moore would basically be your 4th wideout then.
Yeah.
True.
I think,
unless they cut Crowder and save $10 million.
That's still a possibility.
I think Moore is to the field really early, and I think that he's really going to push Crowder. I hope they don't do him dirty. Hope they try to trade him.
I have a feeling that they're probably going to use Moore at first, more of maybe a gadget guy, maybe like a Brandon Ayuk or like a Deebo Samuel kind of type in the 49ers defense to start off at least.
But, bro, this is the problem with that, man. This kid is so talented, bro. I really think he's going to be on the field. I don't know how you not use this kid. that's the problem I'm having. This kid is absolutely, man. He's absolutely, bro. He's a steal, bro. He's a monster. He's a actual weapon. You know, I hope they figure out a way to use him and Crowder on the field. But if you go to a 4-receiver set, you know, having a rookie quarterback, I don't know if that's, you know what I'm saying, the greatest idea. So the kid can't play outside. So it's, you know, that's a hard decision because, like I said, man, the
that's
key,
going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting because, like, we don't know. Like, this is a whole new coaching staff, so we don't know how this is really going to run. I mean, yeah, we probably know that it's probably maybe going to be similar to off like a Shanahan style, but I mean, we don't really know until we actually see like a preseason game or something. Like, you know, you guys know what I'm saying?
But not even preseason, because but not even preseason, because they're not going to show anything in preseason. You know, preseason is going to be vanilla as hell. I mean, you're not going to show. This is what I think that people are not looking at. I think we have an advantage on offense coming out. I mean, you know, most teams that really start hitting the ground running, you know, and really start beating teams, you know, early in the season when they have a new offense, because you have no clue what the hell they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? You could assume, but, you know, so we have no clue what Mike's going to do. I mean, he might take a little bit of San Francisco. He might, you know, to me, I think he might gear more to what his brother does. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, that kind of offense as well. You know, so it's exciting. It's exciting. But I think the one thing that, you know, we have to understand that I don't think that we're just going to be able to flip a switch and then also, you know, start putting up 40 points a game. But if we start, you know, being productive. But I will say this, though. I will say that one thing I like about Wilson is the kid is accurate. You know what I'm saying? So if this offense is really easy, quarterback friendly, and you give him motion so the reads are easier, he's playing the good teams that are going to be hard. Playing teams like New England or Buffalo who are really, really good on defense.
Yeah, like it's
you know,
definitely going to be a lot different than what like Gase's offense was, because like there's definitely going to be a lot more motions, a lot more people moving around. I mean, like with Gase's offense, I mean, there were very little any motions. I mean, nobody was moving around, like, so it's gonna be crazy how different this is gonna be.
But see, I'm gonna explain one thing to you, right? This is the reason Gates didn't have motion is because he wanted to throw the defense off. A lot of times you have motion because you want to see what the defense is going to do to tip their hand. So he didn't want to. He thought he was so smart. He didn't want to tip the defense off to what he wanted to do offensively. But to me, having a young quarterback, you know what I'm saying, like Gates' offense is great for a veteran quarterback that's been in the league and knows how to read defenses. You know what I'm saying? But what we're going to try to do is have a young quarterback be able to throw the ball, be able to have motion, so it makes the reads easy for him. And when you do something like that, you make it awfully successful.
Right. I agree.
But what I was going to say really quick, touching on what you were saying before about, you know, the preseason and kind of just, you know, running a vanilla offense and not really getting a feel for things, I would generally I would agree with that in most years, but this year, brand new coaching staff, brand new offense, young rookie quarterback, I'd like to get him in a rhythm early. I'm not saying, you know, you're running like a hurry-up offense or anything like that as far as tempo goes, but, you know, still doing some of your pre-snap motions. I'm not saying also, you know, you're running your best plays or anything like that either, but, you know, you're definitely running, you know, a good portion of your offense, I would think, and trying to get your quarterback in some form of rhythm, I would think, right?
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I think they will. I don't think they're going to show too much. I don't think you can show too much. I mean, I think that having those kind of motions, I mean, it just depends. But I'm excited about seeing this young kid on the field, I'll tell you that.
One last thing before you guys let me go. I'm sure you guys saw what happened to Quinn Williams, right?
Yeah, we touched on that earlier in the show. Sucks, but I mean, he should be ready for training camp. If not, you know, it seems like he'll definitely be ready for week 1 at least. Fingers crossed.
He'll be ready for training camp. They say he'll be ready for training camp, so I'm looking forward to it.
Pray for no setbacks.
Prime time. You always the bearer of good news, aren't you, prime time?
I said pray for no setbacks. That's all.
Hey,
when does a jet injury ever have any setbacks?
At least Quinn Williams' injury is covered under the team's insurance because he was at the team's facility, unlike the Broncos player that tore his Achilles today.
I didn't even hear that.
Wow. No, me either.
Yeah, Jawan James, their like starting tackle, he like tore his Achilles, but it was away from the facility or something. So they said like because of that, like his guaranteed is voided. And
oh shit. Sucks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if that's why Baltimore signed Oboy so fast today.
Oh, Villanueva?
Yeah. Maybe that's why. Maybe they got wind. Maybe they got wind of what was coming down the pipe.
Great call, man. Good speaking to you. Have a good night, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Yep.
Hey, have a good night, bro. Thanks for calling, man. Good call.
Yeah.
All right, now we'll go out to Jersey City. Our good buddy Mike.
What's up,
Mike?
guys?
What's up, man?
What's going on, Mike? How you doing, bro?
I'm good. What did you guys think of draft night?
Oh, bro, I love it. How about you? What do you think, bro?
Overall grade, I'm gonna give it a B+. I'm not gonna give it the A or the A+. I'm gonna give it to B+. B+ is still very good. I liked it. I liked what I saw. But
what prevented it from being an A for you?
Yeah, what you did
so I guess I questioned. And as the time has gone on, I guess I did more research into it. So, and I guess I'm coming around to it more. But at first, I was really unsure of why we took Moore at 34 when Jenkins was still on the board, right? So hear me out on that, right? So the Jets go and they get Davis, they get Cole. We have Mims already. We have Braxton Berrios. Crowder's on the board. Now, obviously, Moore was graded at very, very high. And as I researched it, just this is a type of receiver that LaFleur wants in his offensive scheme, right? So clearly, the reasons for why they got him there made perfect sense, and I understand that. But I guess I was kind of in my head. I was like, when the Jags took Tyson Campbell, and then we're up, and I'm like, Jenkins, please God, Jenkins, right? So then it's like, I want Jenkins because it's George Font is 29, or he's going to be 29 this year. He's not going to be on the team in 3 to 5 years, right? So, and not to say that, he needs to be replaced like right now. But to me, at the time, I hear he's had injury concerns. He had attitude problems or whatever have you. Time of the draft was just like, okay, here we are. We went into the draft and it was like we didn't solidify the O-line in free agency, right? You can't honestly tell me Dan Feeney or whoever else we signed was it, right? So then you look at the bigger picture and we come away with just one offensive lineman, right? In AVT, which I love. I don't get why people are blowing that whole trade down thing out of proportion. I love that pick. But then it was like, let's get Jenkins. And it's like, if we got Jenkins, AVT, we got Becton, right? It's like, okay, now we're talking about like a top 10, maybe even top 5 offensive line for years to come, right? So that was like my first light bulb there. But I've come around to that pick more. Then at 104, when we drafted Carter, Cox was still on the board. Now, the AFC East, if we've seen in the offseason, both the Dolphins, basically everyone now is going to be running a very heavy tight end, scheme, right? So Cox there, and everything we've heard about Cox from LSU, granted he's also had injury concerns, I thought that would have been the better pick, also because we have Josh Adams. We signed Telvin Coleman. We have Ty Johnson. We had these guys, in our running backs, as our running backs already, right? And then the other one was when we drafted Sherwood, Brevin Jordan was still on the board from Miami as a tight end. I would have loved that. And I think I've started to come more around to the Carter and the Moore pick, but I definitely believe that we definitely should have Brevin Jordan over Sherwood at that pick, because I think Hernandez, yeah, he was like all over the place last year, right? And so, I mean, not to say he's going to get replaced, but I would love to, that would just be another weapon for Zach Wilson to have, right? So those were my three things.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would like to hear what you guys feel about that, and like, I guess kind of pick out how
I'll start, I guess. I mean, I agree with you on Brevin Jordan. I mean, he was somebody that I really liked. I saw him going, potentially late third round, fourth round. So for him, when he was there in round 5, you went linebacker. I would have liked to still see more offense. You can't have enough offense for your new quarterback, to be honest. And I still don't think tight end solidified right now. So I agree with you on that one. Running back, I was completely fine with. I don't think Josh Adams or Ty Johnson are the answer for me. I think those are guys that are good camp bodies. If you have some injuries, they can come in and fill in, which is fine. But I'm not depending on them to be one of my top 3 running backs. And I still don't think P. Ryan is really solidified to be anything in this new offense.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, okay, so I guess we're just done with P. Ryan after his rookie season. And it's like, I mean, I guess
I'd rather, as Tyson said this perfectly last night, I'd rather cut bait early than to just keep him around because he was a draft pick, but he doesn't fit in the new offense. If he doesn't fit and LaFleur doesn't have a use for him, get rid of him now. There's no reason to drag it on. At least that's just my opinion. So, then the other one that you mentioned was with the offensive line and Tevin Jenkins. Yeah, I mean, you go to our live stream and we were hoping for offensive line there. I would have been very happy if they doubled up on the O-line. I think that was probably a little bit more of a need, but it seems like I guess with the new LaFleur offense, maybe there's not as much of a need for the guards. You're talking about an offense where the quarterback's supposed to get rid of the ball pretty quickly. But you did get a weapon there, so I'm happy with it. I'm not going to complain about it. It's still a piece that's around your quarterback that's going to help him to succeed. And you signed 4 undrafted linemen, so maybe one of those guys pans out. You still have some money, so you can still sign a veteran if one gets cut. So you still have some ways to address the right side if you need to.
Right, and I mean, even let's just say hypothetically, what if they went with like Dickerson, right? Pure center, and then you just kick McGovern over to right guard. Where he was. I mean, I would be fine with that. I just don't think they have any intention of moving McGovern over because they didn't show any interest in any of the top centers that were available this offseason. So I don't think they have any interest, at least right now, in moving McGovern over. Now, if you're talking about Humphrey or, Landon Dickerson coming in, maybe starting right away at guard and then taking over in a year or two at center, maybe that would work out, and I would have been all for that. I just don't think they were moving McGovern over this year.
And you just said that, you wanted Clark, you wanted Cox in the 5th round, in the 4th round. But, I think that, we kind of matched that, taking the 2 safety, they're gonna convert the linebackers, later on. So we kind of did it. It's not the way you wanted to do it, And as for the tight end, Jordan, I like the kid. I think the kid's gonna be a beast. But I think that outside linebacker or have somebody that could cover is more of a pressing need that will be needed. And to me, I understand. I wanted to tackle as well, but to me, more just was it's hard to say no to a playmaker for a team who lacks playmakers. For a team who's needing more playmakers. Just because we have one shouldn't be enough. The good teams have multiple playmakers. That's why you make it hard for a defense to be able to stop. So I think that they're comfortable with what we have right now in the line, which we still need more. We still need more help. But I would like to see another guard taken later on. But you got to deal with it when you deal with it. You can't fix everything in one off season. We have 2 first-round picks next year. We have 2 second-round picks next year, and we have a 3rd-round pick. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be able to solidify our line and get everything we need. That was my other thing. It was just like,
look, what do we have? We have 11 or 12 picks next year, right? So, I obviously voiced my opinion on Twitter and whatever, and people were saying, okay, it doesn't need to be all rebuilt this year. And it's like that same argument can be used, especially because I was using that with, me wanting Jenkins over Moore at 34. It was well, the same, I'm pretty sure it's, factually proven that that offensive line have a very low bust rate, and that, or at least one of the lowest among all the prospects, right? And so it's without every single draft, you hear of wide receivers that are studs, that you have to have them, right? Usually there's always a decent amount of wide receivers. So what are we doing next year, I guess, And then in these later rounds, we just took a bunch of secondary guys, right? I mean, we're listing Sherwood as a linebacker, but he's going to be a box guy. And then that kid from FSU, I mean, I think that kid could be the steal, like the biggest steal in our entire draft. If I'm being honest, if he can stay healthy. My cousin went to FSU and he was like, yeah, you basically just got. If he can stay healthy, this kid can turn into Brian Dawkins, right? Just a hard-nosed hitting, guy that's just going to be, run down people. And so, I like the draft. I gave it a B+, but there just were some questions that I wish, like, if in my mind, if we would have went down perhaps that route, it would have just been like, okay, like this is, if anyone watched, the Super Bowl, it was just like in the trenches. Both lines of scrimmages matter. Offensive line, defensive line.
So let me ask you a question.
You can ask yours, and I have another question.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, this is my whole question right here. Okay, all the stuff, like what was done to this team over the last 10 years, what was broken wasn't broken in 1 year. So to expect it to be fixed in one off season is crazy. But to me, this off season and this draft did a lot to our needs. And we got to be happy with that. I mean, everything can't be fixed. You can't fix every aspect of everything in one off season when it took 10 years to break it. You understand what I'm saying? That's just my point.
Right.
Time.
Yeah, my question was going to be more along the lines of, like, I think if Joe Douglas thought that there were offensive linemen that were good enough, towards the end of round 2 or even into round 3, he would have traded some of the draft capital that he had next year to move back into, the draft this year to take that guy. So I'm not upset about the Elijah Moore pick. I think he was the best player on their board. They clearly had him. I think, as one of the top 20 or 25 players in the draft. And, with Crowder only having 1 year left on his contract, I think that makes plenty of sense. But like you said, though, if there was an offensive lineman that he did have graded, somewhat highly that was still there at the end of round 2, early round 3, I would hope that he would have explored a trade up there. So the fact that he didn't, I think maybe just says that, he wasn't thrilled with what was available.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any position that I'm more than comfortable with Joe Douglas, scouting like himself solely, it's offensive lineman, right? He gave us Mekhi Becton, the draft before, and he basically was that, just like I'm more so. Perhaps that is the case, and it was my biggest hedge factor. It was just like Jenkins, even on Kuiper's mock they said on like 90% of mocks, Jenkins was actually the best available even before Moore, like among, all positions. So it was just like, okay, it was only by one slot, but still it was just like, oh my God, did we really want to do that? But as you do think about it, yes, Crowder will be gone. This kid is, apparently, people are saying, why did the Giants take Coney instead of Moore? And so, I think without a doubt, he's going to work for us. I mean, we're going to, next year he's going to get his TDs and we're going to love this kid, right?
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you another question. Did you watch the video of when Moore got drafted? Did you watch the video?
Oh yeah, the reaction. I mean, that was phenomenal.
No. Okay, after that, there was another video with him in the room with the receiver from Tennessee. What's his name? Primetime?
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. You watch that video?
No, I didn't see that video. What is it?
Okay, I'll tell you what. When you get done with the show, that video, Brian, tell me why that they took him at 30. You'll understand why they took him at 34. Trust me when I tell you. That video, it touched me. I know it touched everybody who watched it because I was like, whoa. This kid is a straight monster.
I didn't see the video, but I saw something like trending, like A.J. Brown to the Jets or something, jumping the gun here. He was like.
I think he also tweeted something like, "I'm a ride with the Jets now" or something like that.
Yeah. He tweeted that, yo. So, Primetime, you watched the video, right, Primetime?
Yeah, I saw it. The video was great.
I would love A.J. Brown.
Dope, yeah.
To take Titans, everyone, right? But yeah, all right. Well, yeah, great call. I'll see myself out. Thank you guys again. Appreciate it.
All right. Give yourself a great call.
Give yourself a great call. Keep you guys out. All right,
have a good
night, man.
That was funny. All right, next up we got Denzel. Yeah, I was gonna say that was the first on the show. Denzel out in Tampa. What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Fellas, what's good?
How you feeling,
man?
Man, I'm feeling good. Those first 4 picks in that draft, man, I'm ecstatic about them, man. I think top to bottom, it was a good draft overall. I kind of agree with the last caller. I would give it a B+. I would say maybe an A-. I think that we could have gone corner maybe in that fourth round pick instead of Sherwood, but I'm not mad at it because I know, Salah's trying to find that, like, because we tried to sign Keanu Neal and they want kind of that, like, Will hybrid linebacker safety type.
Yeah.
So I get it, but hopefully, my biggest thing now is hopefully we can address corner now with the free agents that are left. I know Casey Hayward just got signed, I think, today, but hopefully we can go after. I know Jets Twitter and Jets fans been trying to get Steven Nelson, been trying to get him signed, but the draft overall, man, I think it was really solid. Seeing us go offense with the first 4 picks, like I haven't seen that ever since I've been a Jets fan, really.
Well, yeah, it hasn't happened in, 40 years, I think Samini tweeted out.
Right.
40 years, exactly, 40 years.
And deep down, yeah, go ahead, Tom, go ahead.
No, I want to ask you a question, right? So, I'm not more of a question, more of a statement. Everyone was already excited for what we were about to sign O'Neal from Atlanta, right? Everyone was excited. It was like, yo, let's sign him. Yeah, everyone, let's sign him. Yo, Joe Douglas just gave us 2. He just drafted 2 players in that same month,
right.
And nobody understands that shit. That's what gets me.
Right.
No, what you were saying, though, bro. So let me ask you one question. I do want to ask you one question, though, because you call every week. Let me ask you a question. What about it you would have changed? What would you have liked us to do other than what we drafted to give us an A?
The only thing I would have probably liked us to do was, like I had said, go corner, because I was happy with trading up for AVT, and I don't know why a lot of people were sitting there saying, like, oh, you gave up too much, 2 third-round picks. Like, one of my boys who's a Jet fan, also, he was like, man, we shouldn't have given up those 2 third-rounders. I'm like, we were talking about us moving up. Like, we had, 22 picks over these last 2 drafts, or these next 2 drafts, this one and the next year's? Like, not all those players are going to make the team. Like, you use those assets to move up for a guy that you know can be a Pro Bowler within the next year or 2, who's the best guard in the draft, who has the versatility to play tackle too, and you collected those assets so we can make a move like this. Like, the biggest thing is to protect Wilson and get him help. So why not, when you knew the Cardinals who were coming up, the Vikings who were there at the pick who we traded with, were most likely going to grab him before, if we stayed at 23. But to go back to answer your question, I would say just going corner, even though I know we got, Michael Carter II later and Pinnock, but getting somebody maybe like, I really like Aaron Robinson, who ended up with the Giants, and he went a little bit later, but that would have been the one thing I changed, like going corner a little bit earlier.
So what do you think our biggest need is right now? Other than corner, what do you think that we need, solidified? That we can do a free agency or before training camp.
Looking at our roster, I would say, other than corner, I'm still not happy about the guard position. Obviously, right guard now, because Barry Tucker's going to slide next to Becton. But who do we have? Van Roten? Who's it? Van Roten that's playing that position now?
Yep.
Van Roten, Clark.
Van Roten and Clark, hopefully Clark. I mean, I know last year was like a redshirt year for him, but hopefully maybe he could step into that position. But it's an unknown as of right now, I would say that position and maybe getting another edge guy, I would say. But that's not, our D-line is probably our deepest and best position right now. But another edge guy, just in case, you can never have too many. And Salah, knowing him when he was with the 49ers, he likes to rotate guys, and have a plethora of guys to go after the quarterback. So I would say those 2.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. What do you think, Prime Time?
No, I completely agree. And, I think it's interesting. We haven't really talked much about the edge tonight, but the fact that they didn't take one edge rusher with any of those picks, I think that maybe says that they're higher than we might think on guys like, Bryce Huff and Jabari Zuniga,
right,
and John Franklin Myers, like all those guys that are young guys. It's going to be a new defense. They're going from 3-4 to 4-3, so I'm not exactly sure where they fit as far as 4-3 defensive ends, or if they could play, maybe strong side linebacker. But, it seems like, they have a lot of guys, a lot of bodies, and the fact that they didn't take anybody, maybe they're higher on some of these guys than we think.
That's very true, Primetime, because, like, if you think about it, there's guys, like you just said, Jabari Zuniga, even Mims, Bryce Hall, Ashton Davis, a lot of second-year players we have who are – we saw glimpses here and there from Mims, a little bit from Ashton, Clark, and Zuniga, not really, but if those second-year players can take that next step and next leap, like you said, maybe the coaching staff knows better than us, then that's kind of like you add those additional guys who can fill in the roles that we're saying are questions right now. And that'll be key too, you know.
Wow, that'd be amazing, man. I mean, you know, like
for sure.
You know, my biggest thing, and I agree with you, bro. My biggest thing is definitely cornerback. I definitely want a veteran in the building. I wanted Sherman weeks ago, months ago, but I think he wants to go through contender. You know, I'm not big on Nelson.
And stay on the West Coast.
I'll take Nelson, but I'm not big on Nelson like that. I don't know why the hype around him is so big. Primetime, is there anybody out there that we can probably get Primetime to come in that you'll be comfortable with being, you know, helping our young cornerback room?
Isn't the former Bengal first-round pick still out there, Denard? I mean, I think he's a decent corner. I think he's still a free agent. I'm not positive, though.
I think he is,
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, the two names that we keep hearing, Sherman and Steven Nelson, and I kind of agree. I don't think Sherman's coming. Nelson, I think, would make sense, but I mean, he's not the answer to all of our problems. I think he's probably a starter on our team because we have a lot of guys that are just inexperienced and young. So I think that would make sense for us, you know, for at least for a year as you're trying to develop the talent behind him. But yeah, I mean, I think you got to bring in somebody at least.
For sure, definitely got to bring in a vet because going in with Hall and Bless Austin as your starters, I mean, I think Hall can step up, but that's not a good look.
I was actually thinking that Bryce will probably get one of those spots. You know, the other side is the problem for me. And, you know, I like to bring back Brian Poole, man. I don't know what the issue is with not bringing back Poole, bro. This is just crazy.
Somebody was mentioning last night that Albright, the defensive coordinator, I guess, didn't like him in Atlanta.
Oh, that's true. They were together there.
So I guess maybe that's so maybe he's not a new fit in this defense. I mean, not that playing slot corner I think should be really different, but I guess it's, you know, the DC doesn't like him, then we'll probably move on there.
And I don't know.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask, how did you guys feel about, because I know like the last caller was saying about like where Moore kind of fell to us, and obviously I'm sure you guys seen like the reaction videos after we, you know, made the call and the picks and solid energy and everything like that, but he was saying he preferred Jenkins, you know, over Moore at that time, and I guess the Jets even said, like, Joe Douglas had an interview, I think, on the Michael Kay show where he said if they stayed at 23 and he was there, they were going to take him. How do you guys feel about that pick where we got more? Because from what everybody was saying, apparently all the experts and things like that, he was definitely a first-round talent, and they were surprised that he was there for them early in the second with 34. So how did you guys feel about that? Would you prefer O-line? Would you prefer us to go, you know, RB there, even though we ended up with Carter? But how do you guys feel about getting more?
I think we all thought that the offensive line was a bigger need, maybe even corner. But to act like we didn't need another wideout, especially a guy in the slot that has some speed that can take the top off the defense with Crowder just having 1 year left on his contract. And clearly they had, you know, a top 20, top 25 grade on this kid, and he fell to them at 34, which is awesome. So I have no issue with the pick. It's a weapon for Zach Wilson that he'll be able to grow with for the next 5 years.
I feel the same way. I mean, to be honest with you, I really thought the pick was going to be O-line. I thought it was going to be my man that everybody wanted. That's what I thought it was going to be. And then when I saw him, I was like, oh my God. And to me, it kind of breaks down. Like, we got 3 first-round picks in this draft. You know what I'm saying? We got 3 first.
Right.
You know, and that's like Joe D said, you know, I think he said that these guys are in his top 20. You know, he couldn't believe all of them were there. So for us to be able to accumulate this, you know, to this kind of talent on a team that lacks talent, that lacks skills, and lacks good players in strong positions. So I'm excited about that. I mean, listen, this is the whole point, man. Like, you know, and people just kill me with this shit, bro. Like, we can't fix every mistake, every problem in one off season. So
right away,
right? That, you know, exactly. Like, but I mean, don't get me wrong. I know we're tired of the rebuild because we've been dealing with the rebuild for 40 fucking years. But you know, I mean, you know, so to say that I'm not excited about what we have right now, or I'm not excited about like watching some of these young players grow and hoping that Joe D hit on some of these players. I think that
right.
I think 23 and 34 I think they're good regardless. I think they're going to be solid. You know, I mean, we'll have to see what Wilson does. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, you know, Tyson always says the draft is a crapshoot. You don't know what you're going to get.
It
you
is.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I like Michael Carter. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like the fact that we got a running back that come in. You know, from day one, this kid is quick. He's elusive. And, you know, I didn't like the people I picked last year. I didn't. I'm being honest. I mean, I accepted him. I loved him because he's a jet, but at the end of the day, he's not fast. He's not shifty. He hits the hole. He's a tough runner, but but I'm not on the coaching staff. I mean, I think our biggest problem right now is cornerback. I think that needs to be addressed. Yeah. I'm still concerned about the right side of my line. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with Fant. I'm okay with Fant. I would love to see somebody shake loose and get a decent, really good guard in there. You know, if Clark steps up, that's fine. Van Roten, I'm sorry. I didn't see shit from him last year that makes me think that I want him to be my starter. A new system. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, you know, but everyone's saying a new system. I'm going to be honest, McGovern didn't play well last year. But, you know what I'm saying, when you got two weaklings on both sides of you, you know what I'm saying, that maybe that's part of the issue. But he didn't play up to what I thought he would be. So, you know, like I said, we have a long way to go. But to say that this team isn't improved from what it was last year this time, or last year after the draft, or last year going into training camp, come on, bro. Look at our starting receivers last year. Like, that's the one thing I'm going to give him credit for, bro. He fixed our receiving core in one off season. Tell me what ain't the best receiving core since we had San Antonio Holmes and, you know what I'm saying, those kind of guys in the building, bro. This is what it feels like to me. Like, we really, really got it. The thing now that scares me is outside linebacker and cornerbacks. That's, you know, that scares me. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with safety. I think I'm going to be okay at safety, but those are the two things right there that, okay, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but we really just got Cashman over there. And one thing I do also want to add before I head out is that I'm tired of seeing, like, that narrative about, either people from other fans or just negative Jets fans where it's like, same old Jets, we're going to mess it up, and you guys are going to find some way to mess it up, poverty franchise and all that. Like, from an outside perspective, like, even if you're not a Jets fan, you can't look at what we've done this offseason between the free agency we had, starting off with getting Saleh, who was arguably the number one, number two, him, Arthur Smith, whatever you want to call it, head coach candidates out there. Then going ahead and, getting Corey Davis, getting Carl Lawson, getting Gerard Davis for the type of deal that we got him for, LaMarcus Joyner, hitting well on free agency, and then the type of draft we had. If you look at that from the outside and you said that, oh, you're nitpicking and saying that we had a horrible draft, traded too much for Vera Tucker, or Corey Davis isn't that good, or Carl Lawson didn't really prove he played on the Bengals, like, you're just really a hater. Like, we arguably had our best offseason we've had in, I couldn't tell you how many years. Saleh is a complete opposite of Gase. Go ahead.
Don't forget rankings of Vinny Curry. Don't forget those two guys. They could have Tony to the mix as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. So my thing is just like, if you can't be a positive and say, looking into this season, it's about establishing a culture and being competitive. You know what I'm saying? Which I definitely think we will do this season. And we're surrounding Zach Wilson, arguably got more talent than Sam Darnold pretty much ever had to work with. So it just feels good to have a competent GM and head coach who seem like they're on the same page. They're working well together, and hopefully with this new system we bringing in and these guys we bring in, man, we actually, can surprise some people this year and shock some people, because things could change quick in the NFL, So we'll see what happens, but it feels good to be heading in the right direction and establishing a great foundation. So I hope y'all feel the same with what's been happening this offseason.
Denzel, well said, man. Great call, dude. Have a good night, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, all right, appreciate it. Have a good one. All right, you too.
Man, so much positivity tonight. We need we need a little chaos right now. We need a little chaos. We need somebody to come on and give you the business. No. I need somebody else. I need Jose. Jose.
What up?
What up, bro?
Brenda.
What's up?
I have a question. You see, Have you seen the movie House Party?
I have not seen the movie House Party. I have not seen the movie House Party.
Program?
I have not.
All right, Tyra. Since you have, from now on, every time I talk to you, I'm gonna say I smell what for.
Hey, look.
Because you didn't show up.
That's right.
I don't do me like that. Hey, Jose. Hey, Jose. I'm gonna take. Hey, Jose. Listen, Jose. I was watching House Party. No BS, bruh. It was on yesterday on BET, bruh. I watched it yesterday.
I love that movie.
Yes, me too, bro.
I smell waffle.
He's actually been good tonight so far. There haven't been too many waffles tonight. I'm hoping you can get some out of him.
Nah, I just got a. That's what I'm gonna say to him from now on. Every time I talk to him, I smell waffle. Instead of I smell something else that I can't say on the internet. You know it.
Hey, don't do me like that, Jose. Don't do me like that, bro. Don't do me like
Why
that,
not?
bro. Come on, man.
Why not?
Come on. Come on, man. I'm your dog, man.
You deserve it. You didn't show. You got everybody's hopes up. All your fans, all your listeners, your big following that you've developed over all these years, and you let them down.
Hey,
they all tuned in, waiting for you. Our chat was going us. Where's Tyrone? He said he was going to be here. Where's Tyrone? Where's Tyrone? And you didn't show up.
Hey, listen. Hey, Jose. Listen, man.
No,
you know.
I smell.
No,
I know. I had to do a shotgun. Where were you? Where did you want it? Where did you want it?
Everybody else, show me the money!
Where did you want it?
Shotgun.
Where did you want it?
I was
exactly. I was.
Come on, Jose. Don't do me like that, bro. I was at work, man. What you want me to do, man?
You crushed that shotgun. Yeah, what's up?
Cue the rock. Cue the rock. Please.
Which one do you want?
Rock. You know what you want. You know what you want.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Oh, my God.
Yo.
That's how we feel with your excuses. That's how we feel with your excuses. And with that, I'm out. Happy Mother's Day.
All right,
too.
bro. Thanks, man. Good call, bro.
Well done, Jose. Well done.
Why you have my man come on dog like that, bro?
Brenda,
yo.
Can you put me on mute?
No doubt, man. I got you.
Prime time. Why you bring my dog on, man? Why Jose? Jose was my dog, man. Now every
you
week
deserved
I
it.
get attacked by Jose. If it ain't Cassandra, it's fucking Jose, bro. Come on, man. That's just it's just rough out
listen,
there.
no. Here's why he has to let you have it. We all knew you weren't going to be there Thursday night. We all knew it wasn't going to happen. But the fact that you came on here and said, "Hey, I'm going to do everything I can to make it happen," you got some people's hopes up. You got some loyal listeners out there, and they were depending on you to make an appearance, and you let them down.
You know what, man? I do apologize. I was at work, and I couldn't be there. I do apologize, man. But y'all ain't got to do me like that, man.
No bars? Right now, man. In 2021, no bars at work?
Yo, bro, you know I driving. Bro, I'm on top of a fucking mountain in PA, bro. I had no signal up there, bro. None. No internet, bro. None. None. But I will be on the live stream, so I'm just going to surprise y'all, man. I'm just going to pop the fuck on. You know what I mean? So I just, I'm tired of getting mistreated, bro. I'm tired of getting treated like this every week, bro. You got Jose, goddamn attacking me. You got Cassandra putting them waffle memes and shit, bro. This shit is just crazy. I get 10,000 messages, bro. Tyrone, where you at, bro? Hey, listen. If you really care, man, I'll give y'all my cash out, but y'all can put a few dollars in there, man, so Tyrone can get a better signal. Help me to help us. You know what I'm saying? Please leave your name and number, and we'll get back to you at our earliest convenience. Thank you. And
only you can help Tyrone. Your donation will help a driver in need find a signal so he can join his loyal listeners.
Oh, no. Yo, this
and
is
with
crazy.
that, we will go to Zach out in Queens. Zach, what's up, man?
What's up,
hey,
bro?
guys. Tyreek, what's going on? Tyrone, prime time, and Tyrone, what's going on?
How you feeling?
What's up, bro? How you feeling about the draft, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, so I thought the Jets did a great job. Credit to Joe Douglas for really getting this team, really going, especially this draft. A lot of people, missed that, he did have that bad pick in the 2020 draft with James Morgan in the fourth round. That was kind of like one of those like odd picks. We didn't really need, the quarterback wasn't that much of a bigger need than it was. So that James Morgan pick is still like the question pick that everybody has. But overall, I think that this year this was a good bounce back for Douglas and the new coaching staff there. I think that obviously Wilson was going to the Jets since I think January, February, everybody knew. But just from getting Elijah Vera Tucker was, in my opinion, that was like the best move, if not one of the only two moves that the Jets should really have made at that number 23 pick. There was no way Vera Tucker was going to fall to him, I believe, at 23, and I think Douglas knew that, and he went out and he did whatever it took, and you gotta tip your hat off to him. He did a great job, not just with that trade up, but with the other picks, getting Elijah Moore at 34 as a steal. I see a lot of comparisons. Some people comparing him to Deshaun Jackson, some even to Tyler Lockett. I've even heard some crazy ones about Tyreek Hill. So if he can be a combination of those guys, even more so, like just that talent, that authenticity that this guy brings. And I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but I believe the receiver for Tennessee, I think it was A.J. Brown, made a video, or there was a video that came out, and he was just very sincere, very authentic, very real. I think that people, don't really get to see that a lot from these players, and it was very just cool to see that from a guy like Brown, just showing love and respect to Moore. So, what do you guys think about their draft? And are there any concerns? Obviously, we know the O-line was a big concern coming into the draft, but we were able to fix that with getting Vera Tucker. But what do you guys think about the defensive side? Do you think that cornerback and linebacker are going to be big issues, or do you guys not worry about that this year? You just want to see the offense improve, and you just want to see Wilson thrive. Is that like the best, way to approach this season? I just think that
absolutely.
For me,
let your quarterback thrive. Let the offense get in a rhythm around him. Let him develop some chemistry. With some of the playmakers around him. A lot of young playmakers that you brought in. The defensive side, you're going to have some issues at corner this year. You're probably going to have some issues at linebacker too. Hopefully C.J. Mosley's back and he's the old C.J. Mosley. That would be a huge boost for that front seven. You're going to have some issues on the defensive side, but you're also trusting that, Coach Saleh, he'll have these guys in the right position to succeed. He made a lot more with less, with the Niners last year and all the injuries that they had. So you're going to trust him to some extent to coach this defense up. So it's all about surrounding your quarterback with talent. And I think, when you look at the draft, your first four picks, all on the offensive side. Haven't done that in 40 years. So for anybody that's complaining, especially with those picks, and especially with Moore and Carter too, I think you got great value there in round 2 and round 4. So I'm pleased. I literally can't find a reason to complain tonight. I could talk about, I wish we got 2 offensive linemen, but you signed 4 undrafted guys. You still have money, so you can add a right guard if you want to or if you need to. So you have ways to still address some holes. You can still sign a veteran corner if you need. You can still sign a tight end or go get a Zach Ertz or somebody. So there's plenty of ways to still execute for some of your remaining needs. But the offense was the priority, and that's what we've been screaming for months. And I'm glad Joe Douglas did it.
And I'm gonna come back off that a little bit. I think also as well, I do want to see defense do well as well. I think there's a few more pieces things that we could do this off season that could actually help with that. I think definitely, as for linebackers, I'm comfortable where we are right now. I want to see these two young guys they brought in. I want to see what these guys do. I think if Cashman can stay healthy, you know what I'm saying. He definitely was doing good until he just stays hurt. But I like the two young guys. Any upgrades on defense, I definitely want to do cornerback. I just think that you have to have a veteran presence there. You have to have someone who's done it at this level. Against some of the best. I think that you can scheme your way around a lot of things. I think the one thing that will help our cornerbacks this year is we're going to have a ferocious defensive line. So we're going to definitely be able to get to the quarterback, and I think that they're counting on that. But I still want to add a veteran in that room. I think that's the one thing they were lacking on defense. Offensively, I still want to be able to see another guard. I want somebody coming in competitive to really help with that. Other than that, just really adding depth players, see what happens, who breaks loose, who gets cut, who's open for trade. I think that, we're starting to get pieces in the building. So now you want to build up depth on your team that to where you have depth. So when you have certain injuries or whatever, you'll still be able to succeed. So my biggest move right now is trying to fulfill those spots and those holes.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that what they have to do now, especially, is as much as you want to care about the defense a lot too. I think that the main thing that the focus should be for this entire season should be the offense. You should be able to get down the field very smoothly, be able to transition, be able to throw out different plays, different pocket pass, all these different types of plays that the Jets were lacking last season. And, it's going to be interesting to see what they do at the tight end position. Obviously, there were concerns about, Chris Herndon, what happened to him. It was kind of like an off year for him. Very high expectations were going into last season for Herndon. But, of course, he just, he was just off, as we all know. And then they obviously signed Ryan Griffin to this, this contract. And he was kind of, on and off, nowhere to be found kind of. So, the tight end position is a one that, we should keep an eye on also. And also the signing of, I believe his name is Kenny Yeboah. Sorry, excuse me if I pronounced that wrong, but I think that signing him was very, very important. Not just because, obviously we needed somebody, but it's going to help Wilson, being familiar with players that you've had experience with in the past, definitely. And, it's just something to keep an eye on is definitely that tight end position. But also
Zach,
just lastly, appreciate you guys.
Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, no, just last thing. Definitely appreciate you guys taking the call. But as far as the wide receivers are concerned, I think that there's really nowhere to be worried about what we have. I think Corey Davis is really just rising. And I think that, a lot of these guys that they had, with Moore and Crowder and, just building around this group, I think that you're able to, establish wide receivers that are only going to excel. And, I just can't wait to get the season going. A lot of good things happening. And, it's about time that we see a good direction. And, this team needs to, shape up a little bit and, show us that, they're better than what they were doing the past 10 years, we're sick and tired of it. We've been dealing with this for, decades and, we want the BS to stop and we want this team every Sunday just to play their hearts out, and getting solid is so important. Talk about a guy that brings intensity. This guy is, everything the fan base could have wished for. So, just like to end off on that, obviously excited for the season. Can't wait, and, go Jets. Appreciate you guys.
No doubt, man. Feels good to have hope again. Great call.
All right, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right, be good. All right, and we'll close it out with our good buddy Trevor. Trevor, how you feeling, man?
What's going on, you guys?
What's going on, Trevor? What's going on, bro?
Man, what a draft, eh? What a draft.
Favorite pick and least favorite pick?
Ooh, I would say my favorite pick. I think my favorite pick has to be Elijah Vera Tucker. because I heard everybody calling into the show like for weeks just raving about this guy and his skill level and his competitiveness, and I didn't think there was any chance in the world that we would get him or that we would trade up to get him. I always thought we would trade back down, but the fact that Joe Douglas, took initiative and, went to seek out his guy and he got him, I think that really, spoke levels to his commitment of wanting to turn this team around and to actually protect the quarterback this time around. So I would say that was my favorite pick. My least favorite pick, I don't know if this was the corner you were talking about with the Revis connection, Uncle Primetime, but the other Michael Carter, I don't really know too much about him, but I would have preferred to get like maybe another O-lineman or a tight end in that position. But if he can develop the right way, under Saleh, I think that he could actually turn out to be a good corner.
Yeah, it's funny. Both Duke cornerbacks, I think, have ties to Darrelle Revis. There was the one guy I was talking about, Mark Gilbert, and then there was the guy that they drafted, Michael Carter.
No, the other guy,
yeah.
What's the kid from Pitt? Saying he said he had talked. He has ties to Revis as well. So.
Yeah, the one that's the Steelers guy, right? Yeah, Mark Gilbert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard some rumblings about the D lineman that we took with our last pick. I think he could be a potential steal for us because, and my math might be a little off on this, but I think he had like 12 pressures last year or something like that. So he could be a really nice addition to the defensive line. And
4'3",
I'm not sure how big he is or anything, but it looks like he has quick feet for his size, so might be a good addition.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The kid has I was watching some tape, man. He has a hell of a get off, bro. This kid is just like, his first step is crazy, man. But just reading up on him and stuff like that, I think he's the more development. But look at Huff, Huff came in last year, and contributed. So like I said, man, I'm happy with the draft. Man. I mean, we can't fix everything, we can't cover everything, we can't do everything in one off season. So to watch what Joe Douglas did in one good draft, he's just to be determined. Rookie mini camp this week. I'm excited about that. So let's go, man. Jets up.
And a couple of things that were really nice to see was, for one, like the fact that Saleh, like he showed genuine emotion, like talking to the guys on the draft calls. Like with Gase, like it was kind of cold. Like he didn't really show that much emotion. Like with Saleh, you can sense his like feel of appreciation and his want to, help these guys get better as players and as men. And that's just really nice to see, man.
Yeah, no doubt. You can definitely see the energy with all the phone calls, and even Joe Douglas too. Like we were talking on the last few live streams about how the past few years, or at least like the last year with Adam Gase, like you didn't really see that out of Joe Douglas too much. Like that kind of energy. It feels like almost him and Saleh are on the same page. They're kind of working with each other, bringing that energy out of each other, and it's just nice to see, man.
Yeah, they were doing fist bumps and high fives in the office. They were all fired up in there.
Yeah, that was funny, bro, for real.
Was there any,
Trevor, good talking to you, man, but we got to start wrapping up.
Wanted that you didn't get? Oh, okay. No worries, guys. Hey, thanks for having me on.
No doubt, dude. Appreciate
it. Have a good night.
All right, Jets up, baby.
All day.
Jets up, baby.
Tyrone, great show, man. Your parting shots.
My parting shots is this, man. Just trust the process, man. We almost there. We got a little ways to go. Rookie minicamp coming up. Support this team, man. Let's just see what happens, man. We've got a long way for the start of the season, and let's just see what Joe Douglas does before, our final roster.
No doubt, dude. I mean, like I said earlier, it feels good to finally be able to feel like you can actually trust the process. If there's anybody that would be questioning the draft, it would be me. I've been complaining all offseason, and even me, now that the draft has come and gone, I'm all about backing up these players, including Zach Wilson. He wasn't the quarterback I wanted, but I'm glad he's here. I think he's already surrounded by a much better supporting cast than, what we've given to our last number of quarterbacks. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I love the energy that's in the building, this regime just being on the same page with each other and working together. I'm excited for it. It's been a while since we've been able to feel this way. So appreciate everybody that's been tuning in, all the support, everybody that's also bought shirts. We appreciate that as well. So talk to you guys soon. Be good.
Have a good night, bro. Appreciate it. Good show, man.
You too, man. Be good.